Here's a trap. I think you really encourage some content creators on YouTube. Most content creators just do click to like, hit the bell to subscribe, and share. But they miss the bigger part of the system, which is how to bring them over onto your platform and identify who they are, because they're trying to hit that first metric. What are your thoughts about that?
If you're building a presence on YouTube, a lot of the things that you've mentioned, engagement is definitely key, But I'm going to tell you what is absolutely paramount on YouTube today is watch time. Watch time is king, K-I-N-G, not K-E-Y. Watch time is king. It doesn't matter if they're subscribed. It doesn't matter if they hit the like. It doesn't matter if they hit the comment. It doesn't matter if they share. It doesn't matter what they do, because if they're not watching for prolonged periods of time, YouTube just doesn't care. What they want is to have it to where you're bringing people to their platform and consuming and binging content. And I think that's where I've won big, is that I've been doing this for the past 4.5 years. I've made binge-worthy content. I have, I think, 475 videos now. And the crazy thing is, about a year or two ago, I got a wild hair up my rear end, and I was like, I'm gonna pull 300 videos down. I don't like anymore. I'm kicking myself over that, because I could have just simply had left those up. They were very cringy, but nonetheless, I should have left that up, because it would give, first of all, when you develop as a business owner, anybody's listening to this or watching this, you as a business owner, when you develop an asset, okay, that is a window or a door to your brand and your platform. So you can see what I ended up doing was I shot myself in the foot. I didn't like that video. It was very cringy. My delivery was off. The information was fine. That was the crazy thing, but I decided to pull it out. So I literally just pulled all these doors and windows off of my brand.
Yeah.
So with what I have now, thankfully, I haven't pulled anything off lately. About 475 doors and windows opened into my brand and highly discoverable. And here's the nice thing is I've learned the game of getting people to watch longer and watch more. So that way YouTube goes, okay, we're going to recommend and suggest some of his content. And this is one of the things I'm very proud of, is the fact that when someone watches one of my videos, guess what comes up and suggested? More of my videos. Wow. I think sometimes what some of the people do when they go onto YouTube is they do a great job of bringing people over to watch their video. Hey, mom, come check out my latest video. It's how I groom my cat. And people go and watch it, but the problem is they're like, I don't understand. I put out this cat grooming video. My mom and my family watched it. It got over 300 views, but I've only got 2 subscribers and nothing to show for it. Well, you just don't have enough content, and there's nothing for them to suggest to you other stuff. So this is why I have so much assets. They're able to continue to suggest more of my stuff and more of my stuff and more of my stuff. And then there's bleed over. What ends up happening is they go, okay, so say for instance, Steve goes and he releases a Kindle Direct Publishing tutorial. And he gets done with his video, they're going to suggest it over to mine, because there's a little bit of an overlap between the two of those. And guess what ends up happening? People binge watch my content. It becomes almost this circular loop. I know that there's a number of channels, and I'm not going to name names at this point, but I get a lot of suggested traffic from them. They indirectly send me, their followers, and that's kind of nice. So watch time. Absolutely. If you aren't winning at this game, if you're finding on YouTube, you're like, after the first year, you're not monetized in the YouTube partner program. First of all, don't beat yourself up if you're not in the YPP. It's not a big deal, okay? You can monetize many other ways, but it is a good milestone to have. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours in the course of a year. But if you're not getting to that point within a reasonable amount of time, then chances are likely you got to take a step back and you got to ask yourself, are people watching my content? Actually staying and watching the content. The next thing is, am I being consistent in delivering value to my viewers? And this is with anything, whether you're running a children's channel, a vlog, you're doing a podcast, all of it. Because I've been able to do this on 2 different channels, and I'm getting ready to do it on a 3rd channel this year. It is very, very possible. So if you're finding you're spinning your wheels and you're like, I don't understand, I haven't gotten to the YouTube Partner Program, no one's watching my videos, you got to take a step back. You need to start to analyze. And here's one of the things that I always think about. You are a boss of your business. You are the CEO when you go ahead and decide you're going to publish videos on YouTube. You also need to treat each one of your assets like your employees. And you need to look at it from an unbiased viewpoint. And you look at it and go, okay, I need to evaluate how you're performing this year or this past week or the last 24 hours. And you need to be very critical and figure out, okay, why aren't people staying on for very long? And that's the nice thing is the analytics are second to none in YouTube's dashboard. I wish that Kindle Direct Publishing had the same type of analytics over inside their dashboard. But YouTube has that, and they're able to tell you when people are watching, where they're watching from, how they got to your content, where they came from, and if they're watching additional content. That's really freaking cool. So when you can start to dial in that element and understand it, here's the cool thing. Let's say you got a 5-minute video. You can go in and figure out, okay, what's the average watch time? And then let's say, for instance, you're like, your average watch time is 1 minute. Whoa. Something went wrong. You got a 5-minute video they're only watching for 1 minute. Go in, pay attention, and you're going to see this little like curve. It almost looks like a hockey stick. It'll just kind of come down. It'll just drop down suddenly. Figure out where everybody's dropping off. Go and watch that portion of your video because you might have said or done something that turned somebody off or didn't deliver and match up the value of what you ended up giving to them via the title of your video and your thumbnail, because those are your barriers of entry. If you've got a title and thumbnail that are clickable and they show up and they don't stay very long, then chances are very likely there is a mismatch between what you said in your title and what you did in your thumbnail. And they're kind of going, I'm out of here.
Hey, thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?